Welcome to +1, the series where each month I look at the free games on PlayStation Plus and tell you if they're worth the download. After all, the games may be free, but your time is valuable. On today's episode, I'm taking a look at TrackMania Turbo, the 2016 entry in the long-running racing franchise. As the first entry in 7 years, is Turbo worth the wait, and is it worth a spot on your hard drive? Let's find out. If you've ever played a TrackMania game before, don't expect a big divergence, as Turbo stays right in line with the series. If you haven't played one before, it's a high-octane arcade racing series, mainly focusing on short, bite-sized challenges. All in all, Turbo has over 200 handcrafted tracks split among 4 different locales, usually not lasting longer than a minute or two. Each challenge has 4 medals that the player can achieve: bronze, silver, gold, and a hidden Trackmaster rating. If there's one thing this game has, it's replayability. Races require precision in cornering, drifting, and overall general racing skill if you're going to go for the difficult Platinum Trophy. You could easily spend 50 to 100 hours doing everything depending on how much of a racer you are. The different challenges don't tend to bleed together either, as there's a great variety of set pieces that the game combines together. Jumps, loops, long drift sequences, anti-gravity, obstacles, it's all here. Hell, there's even a decently robust series of multiplayer modes here. These range from alternating and trying to one-up your friend's best times to a mode where 2 players simultaneously control one car. Full disclosure, I didn't get a chance to try these, but they certainly seem like a fun distraction at the very least. On top of the developer tracks, there's also a full track editor for you to make use of different set pieces in your own unique ways. To my surprise, there are even easy, medium, and advanced modes for this track editor as well, which is a very thoughtful feature to have. Even on easy, I had trouble creating fun tracks, so I'm grateful that this is here. New to Turbo is the option for the game to auto-generate tracks for you, which means that on paper, this game has an endless amount of content. Once your dream track is completed, you can upload it to the game's servers for other players to download, play, and enjoy. That is, if they could actually find it. The track list has no search option. You can specify the types of track you want to find, the environment, and the general length of the track, but that's it. For some baffling reason, you cannot search for the highest rated track. You can't search by tag, by user, hell, you can't even sort by old to new. This means that the tracks you find are more than likely going to be recent tracks, which are right now more than likely going to be basic tracks set up by other PS Plus subscribers. With how limited these search options are, what's even the point of letting us upload the tracks at all? That all aside, the core gameplay is good. The vehicle controls are a bit loose, but easy to get used to, and the tracks lend themselves well to multiple playthroughs as you attempt to master them. Even better, if you hit a checkpoint and then crash or mess up at any point after that, you can press triangle to reset to that checkpoint. I personally always pressed circle instead, since that starts the entire race over. If I'm gonna go for the gold, I want to do it in one go. It's a good thing that Turbo offers this too, because the loading screens are really rough for the kind of game we're talking about here. It takes 10 or more seconds to load a section of 10 levels, and then 5 to 10 seconds in between levels of additional loading. Keep in mind, some of these tracks are only 30 seconds long. Imagine if you had to wait after every failed attempt. That would be really rough. If that wasn't bad enough, the frame rate also tanks pretty frequently, often outright stopping entirely. I'm not kidding here, this was the first 5 seconds of my first race and the game totally froze up. TrackMania Turbo isn't even super intensive graphically. I don't get how it was possible for the game to ship with an issue this bad. I can only assume it would happen much more often in split screen, which is a scary thought. Turbo's PSN store page does say it's PS4 Pro compatible, so perhaps if you have a Pro, it'll play like it should. My last issue is that I'm personally not a fan of the weird camera tracking that this game does. The camera automatically follows behind your vehicle at all times, but it's not exactly locked there. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels like the camera's response to your turns or movement is half a second behind the car itself, which at first led me to overcorrect on turns. Once you get used to it, it's not terrible, but it's still weird. It's even weirder considering the game's PSVR mode doesn't track at all, instead opting to let your head do the work. Speaking of that PSVR mode, there are 40 exclusive tracks here in addition to the 200 in the base game. These ones are more on the basic side for the sake of the player's stomach, but on their own they're still pretty fun. I definitely felt myself pushing into the back of my seat during the super fast sections. That's always a good sign. Is TrackMania Turbo worth $40? No, I don't think so in its current state. It certainly has replayability, but that comes at the cost of optimization. I see this as a $20 game at the very most. For free though? Yeah, if you're a racing fan, +1 this to your collection. It won't blow you away, but it'll at least be fun to spend a couple minutes here and there chipping at the challenges. At only 4 gigs in size, it also won't eat up your hard drive space, so it's a great game to come back to when you're just looking to unwind and bang out a few races. Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try TrackMania Turbo, and while you're down there, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more PS Plus reviews and much more.